I'm back. We are on chapter 88. Here we go. My ex of 4 years cheated on me while I was in Samoa. He was in New Zealand and I went to Samoa to visit my family. I cried for one day and then the next day I was on the streets. 4 years and you cry for one day? Okay. I went out to the infamous marina and I met my friends there. My guy mates were bringing all these guys for me to meet, and then I met one guy. Let's call him Leo. Me and Leo hit it off and we were dancing and then talking. He asked me to come to an after party, so I went with my friends. One thing led to another and we ended up hooking up. We came back out to where everyone was and we started talking again. My drunk ass didn't even know his name or anything, so I started asking questions. I asked him what he does for work or if he's studying, and he goes, I'm the president for so-and-so school. I didn't know what that meant, so I asked him what that was, and he said he's the head boy. Ain't no way I just got with a high schooler without even thinking that he could have been underage. Moral of the story, don't go to the marina. Does age really matter if the D was good? Next one. Hi, this isn't my story time, but my cousin's. I was living with her at the time. She was dating a guy from West Auckland. I don't know why she quoted guy. So far, nothing good has come from all these Auckland stories. Mind you, we're from South Auckland. So back then, the travels to see each other was a being singy and a half. Broke high school kid's life. Anyways, she dated him for a couple of months, and throughout those months, this oblivious bonga ua never saw this guy. Oblivious even. Now spell it. They've only talked on the phone every night. I found it odd. His voice sounded like that, but she thought it was cute, and the only photo he had was with people. So obviously he said he was a good-looking guy. She would send him money whenever he asked, and a lot of it too. This man was not embarrassed, and my cousin was only 17. Where would she get this kind of money from to send to him at 17? She had a footy game at SCC and she broke her leg. She was in hospital for a month or two, and this was during the Tongan parades in Otahu. She had to send money for the ufa to have gas to come see her in hospital because all she wanted was him. Remember, they've never even seen each other or video called, nothing. So she wouldn't have known what he looked like. The time finally came for her to meet him, and turns out this guy was a girl. She literally got catfished by a girl, but that didn't stop there. My cousin forgave her, and they continued to date till this day. Wow, if fraud was a person. Next one. Back in 2012, me and my husband had just been married for 2 years, but been together for 8 years. My husband and his brother and his brother's wife were working together at the farm. Oh, no. One day, my husband said he was going out and he put his ofu on and sprayed the hell out of it. I suspected he was cheating, but I didn't know who with. We're only in the first paragraph, and I already know who he cheated with. He left and didn't come back till the next day. I confronted him about his suspicious behavior and also checked his phone. He had multiple messages from a girl he named Becca. I asked him who Becca is and why is she texting, and he said she was a work friend and he was helping her out. Yeah, probably in her banksy. So I said, it better not be Elisabetta, the brother's wife, and oh my gosh, I was right. I was 8 months pregnant at the time when I found out, and he had been sukiing her oli at work. The hell is a oli? He also sukied her at the petrol station, down the road at the park, and in the other room in my house. In your house? All these events happened when the sister-in-law came over to complain about her husband cheating on her. I comforted her in the heart, and my husband comforted her in a choo-choo when I was not paying attention. But we are still together to this day. That would be the most awkward at the family gatherings. Okay, next. I recently came back from Samoa from a conference, a church conference. Oh, chody. I went because my dad was one of the people who was chosen for this conference. Anyways, where my dad was staying, there were these aukukas and one of them looked young. Let's call this guy Gango. Fast forward to the second week of the conference, Gango somehow got my Samoa number from somebody. He kept messaging me and calling me, and in my head I was like, why not? I'm never going to see him again, so I entertained his little doing for a while. Then came the second to last day of the conference, and they were doing the whawhekai to the aukukas for cooking their food and stuff. While sitting there, Mr. Gango messages me and asked to meet him upstairs because the house was a 2-story. I kept asking why, but he just said meet him upstairs, so I agreed. You kept asking why. You know damn well why he wants you to go upstairs. I went upstairs and he was waiting for me. Once I got upstairs, he grabs me and kissed me, and I was in shock. We were making out on top while the whaiwheaus, whalekoas, and everyone, even my dad, were all on the bottom. I stopped him and told him I was going back downstairs, and he said meet you down there, and smiled and walked away. Later that night, I had to go do something for my dad, and he was waiting for me by our rental car. Gango asked if he could come with me, and I said yes. We went, and he asked to go for a ride after buying my dad something from the shop. We went, and he took me to the back ways of Salemua and asked to park the car on the side of the road, and we do the bad things. I was in Samoa for a holiday, so I said, F it, let's do it. On the side of the road, I parked the car and we did the bad things in the rental on the side of the road in the dark. When driving back to the place, he kept touching my punani while I was driving, and I just let him because why not? Ew. But tell me why after we left the conference and everything, I found out he was 4 years younger than me. Girl, 4 years is nothing. Anyways, if you're going to go Samoa and hook up with one of them, rule number 1 is never give out your real name or socials, because now he thinks we're together, but I don't do long distance. I agree with that last statement.